Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time now to check in with Bulldog Volleyball, and we're joined on the show by head coach Tia Brandel-Wilhelm. Coach, thanks so much for being here.
Oh, thanks for having us.
So you've been off to a very good start this season with your team. A lot of travel, but you were just talking about how your team really embraces the sort of long journeys that you get to go on.
Yeah, I mean, in 20 years, their greatest memories are going to be the back of that bus and the road trips that we take. And it's such a great time to bring the team together. And I think going out there, facing some adversity, being on the road and, not always getting to sleep as comfortably as you want and stuff, I think that will help us figure out, what our weaknesses are and help us just kind of build who we want to be through the season.
Of course, you started your GLIAC slate this past weekend,
Yeah.
but take us back to those couple tournaments that you played to start your year, facing some very good competition, coming
Yeah.
out with some tight wins. How does that help your team early on in the year build some confidence?
I mean, I don't know if it's so much confidence, it's just trying to figure out who we are, and just knowing, figuring out our identity, what things we do well, what things, we maybe want to make a little better, or maybe some things aren't good and we don't care, just trying to figure that whole thing out. And on the road, I thought we played some really good teams, and not all the teams are ranked, but they're really close right in there. So it's kind of fun to, just to play that kind of challenge and see what we got.
You talk a lot about just wanting to get a little bit better each and every single day. That's one of your big mantras.
I know, I say it all the time, don't I?
Yeah, you do. And it's great
Yeah.
because all the players say the same thing as well. But so far through the start of this season, have you seen that mindset with your players, specifically because you have a lot of returners who have been around the program for a few years?
Probably even more so because they see the value in, I just have to get a little bit better each day. And I don't have to win the world today. I just have to get a little bit better today, but every day I have to get a little bit better. You can't ever just go into a practice or a game or a day and not get a little bit better. So I think they see the value in that, and so even more so, it's definitely part of who we are and what we're trying to do every day.
You're on the road again this past weekend to start your GLIAC slate, as we'll take a look at some of the highlights here from the Grand Valley game, victory for your team. But what did you really like from that specific match from your players?
It wasn't our best match, I would say, for sure, for the year. But I thought we were resilient and we hung in there. And so that would be, that would probably be the biggest thing that we liked, is that we were pretty resilient. And even as we, struggled in some parts of the game, we just kept working to get a little bit better and a little bit better. And I thought that part was good. I think, it's like two powerhouses playing, right? Like two really good volleyball teams. And you can get hung up in that, or you can just play really hard and love the process and love the competition in that moment. And I was really pleased with our team. I thought that they just loved the moment. And there was an awesome crowd there. We love a big crowd. I think it would have been cooler if they were more energetic, but it was, we love a big crowd. And whether it's for us or against us doesn't really matter. We just love the energy. So it was, I thought, a really cool environment, and it was two powerhouse teams playing each other, and we were lucky to come out on top. I felt really fortunate with that, but we know that it's a big matchup, and we'll play them a bunch more this year.
Absolutely. Well, you talk about the matchup and the crowd and just the overall rivalry between these two schools. What was that? Does that factor in at all to your preparation, to the players' performance, do you think, or is it just another volleyball game?
For us, really, and I know it's like these mantras, these cliches, right? But for us, really, our greatest competitor is Ferris. We're always measuring ourselves against ourselves and where we feel like we need to be. And so, people talk about a rivalry, I'm like, my rivalry is with us. My rivalry is, the most exciting, and our favorite team is the next team we play. And we love the challenges that every team brings us and the ways that we can get better. So I don't think that for us it's really like a rivalry thing, other than, every time we play a great team, it's exciting.
You get the 3-1 victory over Grand Valley. Another GLIAC game on the road again over the weekend, but you emerged 2-0 from your first GLIAC slate. How does that feel for the team, and what does that do for your momentum going forward?
I mean, obviously it's good, and we're really pleased with that, but it's Monday, and you get back in the office and you evaluate things and you look at ways that you can be better, and that's really what we're focused on right now.
Talk about the preparation as you prepare for two more GLIAC teams this weekend. You have the long trip up to the UP for a couple of really good volleyball programs that we've seen over the years. But talk about the preparation this week as you get ready for them.
Northern and Tech are both doing really well. They have a couple losses, but really good volleyball teams, very offensive. You know, they are really going to challenge for sure. Those are really, really good volleyball teams. I would say, you know, in the top 5, you know, probably both of them potentially, you know, in the NCAA tournament, like really good teams. So we're excited for that opportunity. We're excited to get on the bus and just be together as a team and, you know, just spend that time together.
I know you're probably not looking too much past this weekend, but you do have a home match coming up in just a couple of weeks. That'll be nice, I'm sure, after a lot of travel to start your year, games on the road, to be able to play in Bulldog Arena.
Yeah, I think, you know, the travel's fun, and it's definitely what was really good for this team is to just, you know, form our identity and go out in the world and discover ourselves and have those kind of challenges. But, you know, you can't help but love to play in Bulldog Arena, right? We have the best fans, and we have so much support, not just on campus, but in the community as well. And so we'll be excited to play for that. But you're right. All we're really thinking about is this weekend right now.
You've had a couple of big-time performances from your senior players. Olivia's been the GLIAC Offensive Player of the Week. Kaylee was the Setter of the Week. Are those things that sort of fuel the players, or is the big accolade just the victories that you get?
I don't even know. I don't even think it's come up in a conversation or anything. Like, that just doesn't even matter to this group. Like, they just care about the team and what happens with the team. Like, I mean, I'm sure the parents and the social media, like, it's awesome to have things like that, but it's not even a thing for this team.
What does that do for the leadership of the squad, knowing that the sole focus is the improvement of the team and you know, the team over the self?
I mean, it just changes everything. Like, where else in the world can you live somewhere and be so ingrained in something that's bigger than you and something that's about all the people around you and not about you? You know, it's so contrary to the rest of our society right now, and it feels great to be a part of it. And I think once you're a part of something like that, a team like this, you don't ever want to have anything else.
Yeah, for sure. And when you and I talked a little bit ago during the preseason practices, you were really impressed with a lot of the young players on your team. What have you seen from them now that the season has started? Practices are maybe a little more focused on game prep, things like that.
It's a change for them for sure. And they're getting, you know, they're getting some opportunity to play, and they're realizing, like, this is, like, way harder than you think, but it's also amazing. And I think every single one of our players is working really hard to get better every day, so that they can do their best for the team. And it's really impressive to watch.
Well, Coach, last question for you here. When you look at everything that's happened so far through this season, I know we're still super early in the year, but what do you think is the biggest area of improvement? Just real quick before we wrap up.
I would say, I mean, probably just that we're able to put aside our own things and do what's best for the team. I think that's a really hard thing to do, and for sure that. We are also very focused on trying to have a strong offense, and so hopefully that'll be something that's improving also.
Well, great, Coach. Thanks so much for the time, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.
That's going to do it for Ferris Sports Update. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's show. As a reminder, you can check out FerrisStateBulldogs.com to catch up with all things Ferris State Bulldog athletics. Thanks for listening, and take care, everybody.